All right, looks like we're all set. Share this link here. All right, cool. All right, so we're all set on live. Just want to fix this real quick. Just give it a second for some people to hop in. What up? Hello, everybody. I hope you're having a good Friday morning. I'm gonna tell you, I am. I want to start with Bitcoin as per usual, and then we're gonna look at some other stuff here. But let's just get rid of some things here and take a look at this. Look at the work that this range has put in. And that's been since, let's say it was put in Saturday. So for almost a week, man, look at that. Yeah, we can, if we got some time, I'll take a peek at a couple of those. LTC definitely we'll take a peek at today, and then if we have time, we'll take a look at BNB too. But yeah, I mean, seriously, guys, like this channel has been unreal. I mean, it literally, you could have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trades off of this, taking profit at the midline. We've had 1, 2, you could say 2.5 full rotations of the range, but mainly to that midline, it's just been awesome. Like this has been wild. And you know me, I over here, I got caught up in this bear trap, right? Especially when we failed to come up and then we came back down a second time and then reclaimed. That's when I should have cut my short, and unfortunately I didn't. I should have cut it, and I'll show you exactly where, you know, as I sort of reflect on this trade and look at what happened. I was trading this, looking for a back test coming out, right? And I have my stop loss up here. So I was thinking to myself, you know, whatever, if it, I'm gonna like let it play out because it looked weak and it came back down, and then it failed to take out the high again here, right? And it came down and it lost it again. And at this point, I was like, okay, yeah, we're for sure gonna go lower. And when we reclaimed here and came up, and especially right here, this should have been a sign. I mean, honestly, this reclaim here should have been my sign to say, yeah, this is not the trade that I was hoping for. Time to close out, right? And then ultimately what happened is we had a massive liquidity run to the upside. And I had said, you know, a couple of the trades that I was looking for were basically these few trades. And we can see that this one did something in the middle between these two, right? We didn't quite make it to the naked point of control here, but it wasn't so much of a deviation as it, you know, it was a pretty significant deviation, if you want to call it that, right? But you know, nonetheless, this was one of 3 trades that I was looking at taking, where either we get the move up here and then we come back down to the range, we do a slight deviation, or this one. I played this one, and in doing so, I was not prepared to play this one, so I did miss it, which was kind of a bummer, but it is what it is. So I'm gonna get rid of all these. Let's see what this is here. Yep, the deviation. We'll take a little bit of time. I mean, really, guys, like I, could I do more updating on Bitcoin? Sure. But is there really much to update? No, not really. Um, these were sort of my areas of interest here, and we can see we kind of jumped into this one, came back down, traded the range, and being that it's a Friday, you guys know me, I'm never interested in taking a new trade on Fridays. Never interested in doing that. I find that most times you're not going to be happy that you did, because then you're stuck managing a trade over the weekend that you probably shouldn't have taken in the first place, right? Uh, yeah, for me, when I'm looking at BTC, again, let's just keep trading the range. I mean, seriously, like stops here, we get a move up here. I mean, that's a pretty significant stop. I don't know if I'd put it that high. Just above the range, perhaps the old range high. Get a move up here into this zone. If we deviate even higher, then maybe, yeah, put your stop here, or above the naked point of control, and we'll just like look to trade it back down. But really, for me, I like when I look at this, after getting that massive sweep of the highs, we are holding this trend line, and that's all nice and everything. But for me, I would expect basically nothing more than a move up here again, and then continue to range here, and at some point sort of fall off. And I want to do a very significant and quick move down. Um, so something like this, kind of come in here, range for the weekend, maybe on Monday, get that quick grab down, and then have continuation to the upside. Basically, just take out all of these lows, because when we look at it here, and you guys know that I love to have these X's marked out, right? So if we take a look at this here, go like this, clone, clone. These ones are kind of big, actually. I'm going to redraw them like this. So we have all these lows in this range to the downside that have yet to get taken out. Meanwhile, all of these highs, and this was, I'm actually a little bummed out about this. This is exactly what I wanted Ethereum to do. We had all these highs here, right? And we just simply took them out. And now again, like we have these highs here after taking out some of the lows and putting in a new low. Why don't we sweep these highs, get to the high of the range again, and then trade it back down for a swift move down like this, and then have continuation to the upside. That would be an ideal scenario. We know that BTC doesn't like to play nice, so we'll have to just be patient and see what we get. But I think it would be safe to short up here again with a tight stop somewhere right above here, like we've been doing for quite some time. If we do deviate the range, I'm just going to be patient and sort of see what happens. Again, I would be willing to short this zone if we were to get up there again. So just something to keep in mind. Cool. Let's I don't think there's anything else with that. I do want to look at one other thing. Um the only other high that we have, the only other significant high that we have to take out now is this one here. You could argue that this one could be another one, you know. Um let's go ahead and pop that down there. Oops. Could argue that that one would be taken out too. So yeah, there's a couple more highs to be taken out yet. If we were to look at this, this could be a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. I think I drew that out last time. Let's see here. Did I do that here? Nope. I may have drawn that out on a different asset, but nonetheless, it would be sort of the same deal, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, somewhere up here. This is what I would be looking at. Um, some people may be so inclined to say that this was 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this was 5. Mm, yeah, maybe. I don't think so. I mean, if you look at a weekly, um, you know, it's pretty clear to see like this would be a 1, 2, 3. We'll probably spend some weeks, in this zone, maybe two more weeks. We get a swift move down or something, and then we'll actually get that move up. Maybe something like that is kind of what I would be looking at. Um, so yeah, generally that's my thoughts on BTC. Trade the range until it breaks. Still generally looking for that move down. If we do have continuation of the upside, don't try to knife catch. Let's just wait and see how it sort of plays out and kind of go from there. Yeah, what a swing failure, huh? All right, take a brief look at ETH. Ethereum. So this was pretty cool. Gonna just go over this for you guys briefly. I did long Ethereum. Let's go like this. Yeah, so I went down actually when I took this long, just for total transparency on how I did this. Um, so what I did, oops, where are we at now? Oftentimes, like people are pretty eager to, go ahead and try to knife catch. And I'm gonna tell you, you really don't have to. And this is like the coolest thing about it. You can actually not knife catch and have a better chance of, winning your trade. And I'll kind of show you what I did to do that. I drew out this range here, right? I I drew this out right to here, and I said, all right, I'm gonna long the bottom of the range. So when it came down and closed above here, I longed this zone. Okay. I traded it. I took profit at the midline. I took profit right here. And then when we came back down, and this is what I'm talking about, I love longing the 618. So when we came down, it held the 618 here. I longed, traded that. Then I took profit again here. I had my limit set. And, all right, so that's how that played out. Then, being that we broke out here, we didn't just break out of this channel. We actually, what's interesting is we're back testing it now. We actually broke into this local downtrend that we have here. So that's where I kind of go like this now, and I say, all right, we came up, rejected here, back tested the 618, came here, broke through. All right, great. Profit at the midline, profit at the top. Short up here, trade it back down to the midline, and continue to do that again, right? It's our simple range trading. You guys know I love to trade ranges. Some of my favorite trades are range trading and especially deviation trades. So yeah, this was really nice. Like this was a deviation of this downwards trend, and that's essentially what what we're trading right now. So again, as I look at ETH here, one could argue that we are in this larger range here. Let's go ahead and remove this now. That's been filled. So you can see we kind of have this range going on here, right? Seeing all these highs here that are yet to be taken out, I wouldn't be surprised to see some kind of a liquidity grab to the upside, kind of go like this, and then, to come back down. I wouldn't be surprised to see some degree of a liquidity grab like that. Now, it kind of depends on, are we going to continue to trade within this downtrend? And if we do, we'll get to here and then we'll lose it. And then we'll, basically just come back down and continue to trade this range until it decides to break out of it. Let's take a look at where we're at on here once. Okay, yeah, so right now, Ethereum is backtesting the 618 of this move up, and you guys know that I love that. So we're seeing a backtest of the 618 and possible market structure change if it can continue up a little bit here. And if we see that, that's usually a signal for a continuation to the upside, in which case we'll look to swing and take out all of these highs here. Right? That's ultimately that's kind of what we would be looking at. Okay. I want to take a look at the delta on this once. ETH. Yeah, quite a bit of negative delta, not an insane amount, but enough that I would be more inclined to believe. Being that it's Friday, I typically don't expect a whole lot from Fridays. So with the ETH, I mean, honestly, probably just going to range throughout the weekend, maybe sideways out of this channel, perhaps, maybe doing something like this. And then I would look for, because with BTC, I want to have both of those up actually. So with BTC, like I said, I'm generally more inclined to believe that we'll sweep the lows here, being that we swept the highs in a very significant way. And I'm still looking for some degree of a wave 4 retracement, which I don't think this would suffice. I would want to see a move, to the well, at the very least to the 382. Do I have that open? I don't. So if we just go like this up to here, let's pop on our 382 and our 0.5 back to a 4-hour. Yeah, the 382 we could see falls right at the midline here, and the 0.5 falls down here. Honestly, the 0.5 would be great. I've wanted this to get filled, and I think it would be a pretty big deal for us to come down and cut through this range and take out these lows here. This to me would be ideal. I mean, this would be my most ideal scenario right now. If I could ask for anything in the world, it would be for a move like this, come down, lose here, drop, bounce, go like this, down here to this zone, take out those lows, and then absolutely rally hard. Like this to me would be really, really, really nice. If we were to come down and take out these lows, retest like 20K zone, and then rip, that would be awesome. We would take out the early longers here. A lot of people are looking along this zone. I think it's a really high. A lot of people are really looking along this zone, and they'll put all their stop losses below here or whatever. Well, all right, take them out, and then have continuation to the upside. That would be sweet. Very, very, very great setup. So how would that apply on here? Something similar, right? Where, we would either see, being that it's Friday again, we're probably going to expect some degree of sideways, kind of sideways out of here, maybe go up and then come back down, sweep all these lows, cut through here, kind of do something like that, similar to BTC, right? Take out the highs. Depending on the strength ETH can get, it hasn't been as strong as BTC lately. So I would be pretty hesitant to think that maybe you'd get that kind of a move, but at the very least, take out some of these highs here, right? Come back down, cut through, take out those lows, and then, then look for continuation to the upside. My ideal spot was looking somewhere down here, so I don't know how heavily maybe we would get that move down. Maybe ETH doesn't get the move up when BTC does or whatever it might be. I would really like this zone for a long on ETH, but at the very least, I would take around here at around like the 1450-ish range. So we'd have to wait and see how that plays out. Um, but that's kind of what I'm looking at, right? We do have a lot of highs to be taken out here. So, but we don't really have so much of that here. A little bit with BTC, but not so much, right? Because we got this massive wick to the upside. So maybe a small take of the highs here to start off on Monday or whatever it might be. Then, a massive liquidation event throughout the week to come back down and then have continuation to the upside. Something similarly here, come up, take out some of these highs here, and then eventually, ultimately come out and take out a lot of these lows here that we've been looking to take out. Now, if this doesn't happen, then we just simply have continuation to the upside, which I personally, I would be I would be surprised by that. Um, I would be surprised if we just had straight continuation to the upside. Let's I actually want to just take a moment and look at where we are on these extensions here for a potential wave 3. Let's take a look. Mm-hmm. I really like the 242, or the 2414. And that falls right on this monthly here. I'm not surprised that that's acting as a pretty key resistance, and I like that. I do like that. So, that retracement, if we were to see that sort of massive retracement to the downside, in a pretty incredible bounce, um, either, something like this, one of these two spots, I think that would be really, really nice. But that might be asking for a lot. After you've been trading 2%, 1 or 2% moves, what's up, man? Yeah, we're back at it again. Let's go. Um, after we've been trading 1 or 2% moves, I almost have to like look back at the bull market and try to remind myself like how significant, some of these pullbacks and these moves can be. But you didn't really see ranges like this though. You can see we're really putting into some degree of a range. Let's take a look at. Yeah, like this right here is what I like. Like you see this as an example. We have a move up, sideways, move up, kind of keep going up, 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 and then drop through, consolidate, have continuation to the upside. You know, when I see that, I mean, I don't think it's going to be an exact 1-to-1, but you know, that's kind of, oops. That would kind of be what I'd want to see. You know, where we have, yeah, and it's not going to really fit exactly right. Yeah, it's not going to fit exactly right, but you get the idea to kind of have that move up, cut right back down. You know, it would kind of be what I'd be looking for, like this. Yeah, you can kind of see how it would line up, right? Something sort of like this, where you get that cut back down to that zone would be, you know, what I'm looking for. You know, put in a period like this, and then sort of just grind back up. Um, so we'll just have to wait and see. That said, I don't know. Looking back over here, I mean, it's a totally different market now. But you know, this was the last bear market rally we had, and you know, it is possible that we do just see a lot of more continuation to the upside. I mean, I'm more preference of the really big, quick cutbacks and then continuation. So, you know, we'll just have to wait and see and take it day by day. I mean, I'm active in the Discord every day, so I'll be sure to update you guys as we go. But yeah, for me, that is really what I would like to see is sort of that quick small move up, cut down, take out all these lows here, maybe a little bit more than people would expect, and then have a massive amount of continuation to the upside. So something similar with ETH where we take it out, come back down, and then have massive continuation to the upside after sweeping the lows. And we have our couple zones here, you know, around 1480 and then around 1400 are kind of the two zones that I have my eyes on, right? Let's take a look at let's look at LTC. Mm-hmm. Yeah, LTC, man. So, oof, this would have been a great short. When did that happen? Yeah, Wednesday at 3. Boy, that would have been a really good short. So I posted this wedge here. It felt really incomplete to me. Um God, when did I post it? It had to have been it was here. I posted it here and I was thinking, you know, I would really like to see another move up before coming down because it felt kind of incomplete to me. Obviously, that wasn't the case. This wedge, you know, let's take a look at our targets here. It looks like it played out. Um, yeah, it came down. Looks like actually to the 618. Yeah, right down to the 618. Um, it's been an interesting SR flip zone. I'll hide it though. Yeah, it looks like we got the move down. You know, it cut through to the 618 here. If you missed it, no worries. Back test the wedge, and you got one more. And this was actually this scenario here, back testing the wedge, was kind of what I was looking for with FTM. And so this has been a really interesting transition to go from, like I said, trading, you know, very sideways bear markets, like 2% moves, super small, and then they have to adjust to think, yeah, okay, we could get a 10% candle in 15 minutes, you know. um, so yeah, it's been a little bit of an adjustment, and you know, with like FTM, I was expecting a move like that, and it totally just blew right through all of my expectations of a high. So the reason I'm bringing this up is to say, the reason I'm bringing this up is to say, be aware of what coin you're trading. LTC maybe a little bit better for shorts. FTM not so much. So yeah, just having in mind like where what coins have showed some strength, which ones haven't, which ones are a little bit safer of a play to look for some shorts. To help you dial in your expectations of what the coin can or will do. We had a quick question. Do you think the bear market might be over? I don't for a second think the bear market is over. No, this is a bear market rally in my opinion. So let's get a cleaner chart. That's not a cleaner chart. Um, yeah, so like, here we are on the weekly chart. Um, two biggest areas of resistance are here and especially here. So I could see, maybe coming up to here, maybe to here, but then at the end of it all, we're going to come back down to here. I don't think this timeline is realistic. I think I overextended it here, but generally speaking, like if I were to just throw something way out there and take a random guess, I think that we would probably get to about the 30 zone, have a big drop, maybe have continuation to the upside to get it about 40 at most, and then we'll literally come back down to 20. That's kind of my plan. If not, come back to 20 here and just range here again. I don't think that this is a bull market at all. I don't think that we're gonna go. I don't think that we're gonna kind of go like this and go on to all-time highs. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. If that happened, it would be. No. I'm just like I'm not even gonna entertain the idea. Is it possible? Anything's possible, but I'm not gonna entertain the idea. I think it would be foolish to do that. We have these three very big resistance zones here. I'd expect here, maybe here, come back down like this, maybe get this move up here, maybe, and that's a big maybe. Range in here for a while, and then, like I said, just basically drop back down to where we are now. And then after some period of consolidation, then we can look for new all-time highs, which I would probably cap at about 80. Like this to me would be, this would be perfect. This is ideal. And we all know that Bitcoin doesn't like to play ideal. So none of this even has to happen, right? It could rally to here and then put in a sideways range and then get the bull market and we don't even get up to this high. Maybe that's the case, right? We go here and then come down like this. But no, I don't think that this is a I absolutely do not think that this is a bull market. I think that this is a bear market. I think that price is going to pump so much and so fast that I think a lot of people are going to say, oh my God, this is a bull market again. I need to long. Like I got to get into a position. I'm going to miss the train. And when everyone longs here or here, whichever one it is, it's all going to come back. Well, not that low. It's all going to come, back crashing down to, about here. Whenever retail is like, yep, we're going to come in, we're going to do whatever, this is when it'll happen. Yeah, I think that the halving event will likely be a part of when that happens. So somewhere like in here, where we then see that parabolic move up. But I don't only think it's because of the halving. I do think that like we'll probably experience some degree of rate cuts in 2024 from the Fed, which quantitative easing, and we'll see along with the having multiple effects where it really, you know, really takes off. So yeah, it's not just from the happening, but yeah, overall, like to me, this is what I would expect to happen if I were to take a guess. So with LTC, let's go ahead and hide some of this stuff here. Let's get rid of this. Now let's zoom out to a daily time frame. So this high was taken out. Let's go ahead and move that. This daily fair value gap was filled. We can get rid of it. Um, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, so we were trading in this channel for some time. Came back to the midline, broke up above, back tested it, having some degree of continuation, but it's not a very strong continuation. Let's take a look at what fib we've pulled back to from there. Was that the 618? Yeah. So we're back testing the 618 on that move. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. When I look at this, I'm not like thinking to myself, wow, this is a really great, strong move that I would want to long. Um, this daily would be the next target. Yeah, this would be the next target zone here. This is all pretty big resistance. So we're consolidating. Oh, yeah. So you can see, I think I have multiple channels here. Let's take a look. I'm just going to hide. Let's get rid of everything. I don't want to have all this stuff on here. Yeah, so this is our macro channel, but I thought I had another one too. Hmm. Well, I remember when I drew this, I had a hard time deciding on where I wanted the top of the channel to be, and you'll see why here in a sec. Yeah, so if you look at it like this, you can see that we're really, depending on how you draw this channel, and I did kind of have a hard time with it, we're really just at the top of this one, where, you can see that we have this resistance here. It was support, fell through, and we're basically just back testing that zone. So it's not surprising that we're seeing a lot of consolidation below there. It's worth keeping in mind just how significant that resistance zone is. But for the sake of this, though, let's just stay on this one because it's been really well respected, and we've it's been nice to trade this one. So let's stick with that and just kind of understand that. Let's maybe just kind of go like this. You understand that, this is a pretty key resistance zone. Probably even higher, to be honest with you. Yeah. Let's also take this and give one of these. We're going to not extend that, right? Point of control. Yeah. Would I consider this all a range? Let's take a look. No, I'm going to stick with this one. All right, so we can see this previous range here. Point of control there, 97. Then we have a daily level here. There it is. Daily level there. We're in this resistance zone. Point of control here. Yeah, probably. And then let's look at this channel here. I'm gonna make this one a little bit bigger. Yeah, this is where we lost the channel. It's pretty interesting. I don't want to lose this one, so let's hide that. Oops. Let's hide this. Hide this for a sec. You know what's so great about doing this stuff with trading and technical analysis? Like honestly, my favorite part about it is doing this. I mean, you don't know what's gonna happen. You're kind of out here guessing, and it's guessed based on like how creative can you get with the analysis on your chart. Really that's really what it boils down to. Let's see. Yeah, so that's a nice channel. You can see midline, Look at this channel. I could have traded this thing for a while, huh? And because it's an uptrend, you would favor longs. And then now here is where we can see it's starting to taper off, and we've lost it. So let's just put this in with this one. I want to look at the difference between the two. Yeah, they're basically, they're about the same, and this is the upper one. So yeah, like if we close this one and just look at this range, like it's been lost here, reclaimed, and here finally it was lost again on a back test, right? Lost, reclaimed, came down. Then if we look at the bigger picture with it here, yeah, we can see that it's ultimately being lost here. Wonder if we can dial this in a little bit more. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, that's a little bit better. It's a little bit better. Yeah, so here now, because we did this, right? We can put this one back here. We can look at this move and say we are at the 618, and either one of two things is going to happen. Either A, price is going to lose the 618 and drop back down to support here. Or B, the 618 is going to hold. We're going to create market structure, come back in here, reclaim, and then have, you know, at the very least a sweep to the upside, right, to the midline, or possibly even higher, right? And those are kind of the couple things that we would be looking at here. Being that we're expecting some degree of a move down on BTC, I would be more inclined to believe that we would lose the 618 and come down. But we'll have to just wait and see how to play it. Now, there's one other channel I want to pull out here that I think, you know, just most simply put, will allow us to trade this area pretty easily. I want to see how this lines up with the other one. You know, and it's worth keeping in mind, you know, we favored shorts for a very long time, and even I'm having a hard time with this transition, but now we're favoring favoring longs now. Yeah, so most simply put, you know, we're basically just trading in the sideways range now, right? We here flipped it to support, hit the top, came back down to support, hit the top, midline, top, midline, top, midline. So basically, again, the same age-old story that I've been preaching for quite some time is you can just trade the range till it breaks, right? So get another move back up here. You can look to short this zone with your stop loss above here. If we get a move back down here, you could look to long this zone with your stop loss either here or here. Because we're looking for a move down, you know, just be cautious in the event that, you know, it just does simply continue to fall through. So do look for it to find support first before taking any trades. And that, you know, to me, that's the most simple way of looking at it. If you want to add a little bit to it, you know, we are in an uptrend here. And it is worth noting that we've lost the uptrend. So if we reclaim this channel, then you can say, okay, great, you know, that may be signal that we'll get either A, continuation to the upside, or at the very least, B, you know, get a move to the top of the channel here, right? Where we reclaim, get a move up here, and then, you know, look to, you know, lose that channel again and maybe get this move back down. And this could be a signal that a larger, you know, kind of retracement is looming. Right, when you lose an uptrend channel like this, it's typically a sign that a larger sort of retracement is looming, because you know that this has been a low, high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher highs, hence signified by the uptrend channel, right? If that is lost, if we do see that that is lost, and we kind of go like this, you know, I would take anything like this as a reason to short any back test of it and look for, you know, at the very least, the sweep of the lows before then, you know, having then continuation to the upside possibly, right? So that's all worth keeping in mind. Draw these channels out on your charts. They're great, very simple ways to just look and say, you know, what am I looking to do here, long or short? It tells you also that you don't have to trade these midlines, right? So if we're at a mid area, there's no reason to take a trade there, right? So it tells you when a good and a bad time it is to trade. Let's take a look at the delta on LTC as well. I'm just genuinely curious here. Slightly negative, not too crazy. So we would expect, you know, a move to the upside, and I believe ETH was also negative, so we may, but Bitcoin's I don't believe is, though. I think Bitcoin's still running positive, is it? Let's take a look here. Slightly positive, nothing too crazy. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we did get some small degree of a move to the upside to sweep some highs and then have continuation to the downside. You know, ultimately, like I said, I'm looking for sort of a looming larger retracement before then continuation to the upside. I want that retracement to be very swift. I want it to be a very quick one. I don't want it to be something that takes, a week or more. Um, so yeah, this is worth keeping in mind. I think on Monday I'll have something a little bit more actionable for you guys. We can look at, kind of look to see, what we have for trades. But really, my big one was this wedge that I shared in the Discord, and I like I said, I did miss this short. If you made this wedge on your own chart, I hope that you saw this and took the trade. It would have been an awesome one. So that's just worth keeping in mind. We'll do a little bit more actionable analysis on Monday. Ultimately, and the reason I say that is we're just simply range bound, and when you're range bound, you just do what we've always talked about. You short the top, long the bottom, and you trade the range until it breaks. And honestly, most assets right now, at least the ones that we've been looking at, are just extremely range bound right now. Yeah, look at that. So we had a small sweep of the highs here. We didn't get as high as I would have liked, but a small sweep of the highs. Now a rejection here on the hourly, and we would then expect, continuation to the downside. Yeah, I would have liked it to come up to here, but if you go to a 15-minute time frame, you can see it was all of these highs here got swept. I would have preferred to take out all of these, but that's okay. Took these out, swept, and now we're seeing, that move down, just like what we talked about. Not to the degree, like I said, that I wanted, but it's a good one. You know, back to the midline. All right, let's take a look now at the piece of resistance, and that would be FTM. FTM has been an absolute beast, an absolute beast. All right, so here's something that I did a lot of thinking about with FTM. let me zoom out real quick. I just see. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of these. Okay, let's take a look. Targets for this wedge. The absolute bottom was here. Let's get rid of this one. Remove. I'm going to go to settings. It looks like we did at least the 786 or the 886. 886. A little bit higher than the 886. That's interesting. Oh no, I wonder. No. Oh shit. Oh my God. No way. Hang on a second. Let me be sure that this actually works. I don't know that it does. Hang on. If we do with an extension. It's a little bit too much. Mm. Oh boy. Okay, so this could could be classed as a shark harmonic. It's a little overextended here, but that's okay. The thing that I love about this harmonic right now, the reason why I had such a big reaction when I saw that this is here is because one of the most important things for a harmonic to be valid is for it to be symmetrical. So what that means is that from here to here is the same length as from here to here. And that one-to-one extension falls on tomorrow. So when it's within a handful of days, that's good enough for me. So here's what I want to see. If this actually plays out, I'm gonna lose my shit. So here's how this would work. Let's do our extension here to here, back up to here. And let's get rid of all these ludicrous targets. Let's do our 618 and our 1-to-1. Okay, so this harmonic, if this is a valid harmonic, oh man, there's no way. Yeah, it's pretty extended. If this is a valid harmonic, here's what we would expect. I would look for either we put in one more smaller high tomorrow, and I'm talking like barely take out the high, barely take it out. Basically go sideways for a little bit of time, probably throughout the remainder of next week, or at least a few days. Put in a small range here. And then we would basically start to heavily drop probably to this zone and start putting in market structure down to here, down to about 35. And either here, price would then bounce and have continuation, or we would go to the 1-to-1 extension. And I don't think it would happen that slowly either. I think it would be, let's go to like a 12-hour. I would look for probably a swift move down like this, put in a range, maybe come back up, and then kind of go like this, and then we would have continuation to the upside. Maybe. At the very least, I would be targeting this 618. Man, that is insane. I'm very happy we took a look at this. Um, this is a pretty clean harmonic. It's a like I said, it's a little overextended here. So I'm not a fan of that, but I'm willing to be a little bit lenient given it's an altcoin and sometimes these things can get a little bit overextended. But if this is the case, basically, I'm definitely going to be looking at short positions is I guess what I'm trying to get at here. If this is indeed the high, and this is correct with the harmonic here, this high shouldn't be taken out. Technically, the 1-to-1 extension is tomorrow, so we could see maybe one more small push to the upside, but I literally do not want it to really take out that high. If it does, I want it to be like a very, very, very small push. And then, from there, whatever, if this is the high or if that's the high, basically we short and we trade it down to, we trade it down to 35, 36, I would say 36. That's basically the move. If this harmonic is valid and it does play out. So it's really important that I'm going to let the weekend sort of do its thing. Because, that 1-to-1 extension is tomorrow. So I just want to see if, we do get that like one more small high, but basically we would put in a range here and then drop, have like a significant drop. So we have a question. So if you have harmonic, consequences that you'll have new highs, if I understand. So there's different kinds of harmonics. There's bullish and bearish harmonics. This is technically a bearish harmonic. So I'm saying that we're probably going to go like this, come back down to here at the very least, and that's the trade. That's the trade we're going to take. Okay. That I'm going to look for. So we'll just have to wait and see. And this kind of coincides a little bit too with what I'm looking at on Bitcoin. So this is very interesting. I'm interested in playing this trade. This is cool. So we'll keep this in mind. I'm really happy we took a look at that. I want to look at FTM on here. Let's see. Do we have a similar setup here? We do not have a similar setup here. But this is a daily. So we've hit resistance on both. The BTC pair and the USD pair. Hit resistance on both of them, which is good. It's a good sign. Because if this drops along with that dropping, it could have a more significant move down. And I would say probably at least to this daily here. I'm going to set an alert on here. And I'm going to set an alert on here for, God, at least, I don't know, I'm going to set one up here. And then I'm going to do I'm going to set one up here because I might be willing to short that. Yeah, so with harmonics, one of my favorite things that happens is sometimes price will come up and it'll get really, really, really close, like it's going to take out the high. And then it won't. And then it'll just go like this and plummet. So I'm going to look out for that move. There's a good chance that I'll short it depending on the timing of it. And I'll let you guys know. But I do think this could be a pretty significant, yeah, fucking 20, 25, 26% drop. So let's keep an eye on that. Like I said, it's not a perfect shark. It's a little overextended. Yeah, to the 1-3. It's a little overextended, but it's not bad. It's not bad. It's close enough that it's worthwhile to me. Okay. So let's just keep this in mind. If we get a move up to the 618, I'm probably gonna start laddering. I would consider entering a little bit, nowish just after seeing this. I would have preferred to have done it earlier, but um, a new high could still be put in just a little bit. I'm not going to be overly eager to say that or trade that, but I'm just going to watch it here. And if we do get back up into this zone, I'll probably start laddering with my stop loss, probably up here, and basically do a trade like this. Basically, this would be my trade. And two, like, I would encourage you to, take profit along the way. So, maybe here, support zone, take some profits, etc. just on the way down. Don't bag hold to the bottom here, but yeah, I would target that, and then, God willing, maybe a little bit lower. I wouldn't be so eager to think that would happen, but I would start with here. Yeah, this is very, very interesting to me. It's not often that you see these play out so perfectly. I'll show you the last one I found. We actually had one on ETH. Excuse the mess here. You know what? I'll just do it on a different chart for you guys. Holy shit, what is this? Oh. So the last one we had was, let's see if I can find this. It was here. Pretty sure. Let me check. Let's look here. I got it saved. Gotta just refresh my memory where that was. So the 2000, okay. So, oops, here we go. So this is a bullish bat harmonic. And this one targets these zones. And that's why I said in one of my most recent videos, that's why I'm so interested in shorting this zone here, is because it's also the first target of this bullish bat harmonic. But if we look at the 1-to-1 extension based on time, look how, basically perfect it was. I want to be sure I got this right. Yeah, like look how perfect it was at calling the bottom. To the day, the literal day on this bullish bat. To the day. Look at that. Literally to the day it happened. That's how perfect this harmonic was. So again, yeah, great long signal, and you can see what it does is, just like I said, here's what it does. Is it'll get like a move down, it'll come up, and it'll almost take it out, and it won't. And then it'll have continuation. So that's what I would love to see on FTM is, and like I said, it could still maybe put in a high tomorrow. So I'm just being a little hesitant and aware of that, right? But what if this is the high? What it'll do then is it has its move down and then it'll come up and it'll almost take it out and then it's gonna, plummet. So that's what I'm looking for, and this is where I'm gonna short because you can have your highest RR here by shorting this, right? If you say that this is the high, then you can literally draw an RR. Look at this. If that happens and we don't take out that high and all that, you can literally go, let's say you enter here and your stop loss can be here. Your RR is literally 11.5. Like, what kind of a trade is that? And it was the same with ETH here. Going back and looking, like you say, what would the RR be, longing here? So let's say you didn't even catch the exact bottom. Put your stop loss below the previous low, and you're going to target the 618. Yeah, your RR is 6.25. That's like absurd. Look at that. So that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm looking to do with FTM. If we get that set up, absolutely, all day long. That's 100% what I'm going to look for. I'm a little bit more hesitant on this one because it's not a perfect harmonic. The one on ETH was literally like the most flawless harmonic I've seen in a while. So just, bear in mind, I wouldn't over risk, being that it's an alt and it's pretty volatile. I want to see what tomorrow brings. If we don't put in a new high tomorrow, it's likely that I'll probably short whatever the subsequential high or low is and then kind of go from there, right? But this to me is like, I think that this will be a really good trade if it sets up properly. Okay, so we've covered quite a few coins today: Bitcoin, Ethereum, LTC, and FTM. Maybe take a brief look at Doge. Doge, I just pretty eager on Doge. Like I want to see once this basically once Doge bottoms out here on this, triangle, it's kind of what I'm looking for to long. And I think that might happen somewhere around in here. When that does happen, I'll look to long and hopefully get some degree of a good trade on here. But this may have already been its rally, and now it's it's cooling down off of that. It's really tough to say. So we'll just kind of have to play. We'll just kind of have to play it by ear. But it is at an interesting spot for me. I think that, like, of all the other coins, this one hasn't really taken off as much as it normally would. And like I said, that could be due to this. I mean, this was an insanely massive pump. This was a very casual 171% pump. So it may still be kind of coming down off of that. Matic's another one that I'd like to get back into charting. It has been a while since I've followed up with this one. But we're still in that range. I mean, that's, back to the midline, kept bouncing from this midline, and now we're looking to trade it back up to the top of the range. I'd be willing to consider a short at the top of the range again, if it's given. Why not? We rejected here. So we'll just kind of have to wait and see what happens there. But it could be similar to an LTC situation where we did have that sideways range for a while, and it broke out, but it barely broke out and sort of has been consolidating above it. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Like I said, I'll plan on doing some more actionable analysis on Monday. simply because I don't open up any new trades on Friday. So I kind of given you guys like an idea of what I'm looking for between, you know, for next week. Basically, sideways consolidation over the weekend. I would like to see maybe a small sweep to the upside, but generally speaking, I'm looking for lower prices, um, nearly across the board. The only actionable piece that we really got here today was the FTM trade. This is, man, this is a decent looking shark harmonic here. So yeah, the idea is I'm looking for, you know, either A, one more small high to be put in tomorrow, or B, you know, come very, very, very close and then, you know, have the follow through on the low here. If price breaks out significantly above this and has continuation to the upside, the harmonic is invalid. There is no trade. Okay? So keep that in mind. That is how that will work. If this breaks out, it's invalid. You didn't miss anything, man. I haven't taken any trade yet. This is sort of just what I'm looking at, and the idea is you know, we have this nice bearish shark harmonic here, and really I'm looking for either one more small high to be put in tomorrow, or price is going to come very close to the high, and we can start laddering into shorts. Maybe have our stop loss here, and then we should start to see a significant drop towards the 618, right? And this will ultimately be our target. If, like I said, price breaks up above here and gets significantly higher, this harmonic is invalid, and I will no longer look to trade it. Okay, we'll have to move on and um, take a different trade. But for me, this harmonic is close enough and it looks good that I'm willing to take it. You know, if we do get that kind of that either that slight move higher, or if we go kind of sideways with it, then I'm going to look to take it. So, well, there it was. I kind of gave you just a brief recap, but you know, I'll post a wrap up video later today. Otherwise, we'll call it good on our live stream. I think that'll be it. So thank you guys for joining me. If you guys have any questions about my analysis, I'll be in the Discord for the remainder of the day till market close, and then I'll be taking the weekend off. So do feel free to ask. I will keep you guys updated on this FTM chart. This could be an opportunity for a pretty significant trade if it does play out. So with that said, thank you again for joining me, and we'll see you guys in the Discord.